So I turned 21 a few weeks ago, which isn't anything crazy, but it had me thinking. You see, a lot can happen in a year, whether you plan for it or not. And I'm a little bit of an anxious kid, so I like to plan things out as far as I can, as much as I can. It just makes me feel safe. But looking back on this last year of life, I am definitely not where I thought I'd be a year ago from today. So I spent my last birthday, my 20th, back home in Saskatchewan, and soon after, in September, I moved back for another semester of school. It was the beginning of my third year of engineering, and I went in with a pretty solid plan. And honestly, for the first little bit, everything did go according to plan. Wake up in the morning, do your classes, see your friends, do some homework, repeat, and just go through the motions of school. But then somewhere along the way, something changed. It was like I was following a map and I lost my way. It's not like the map had disappeared, the plan was still there, just something changed. I soon found my day-to-day routine a little repetitive. I was getting bored, and I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing for me. I started to feel a little confused, started questioning everything. Am I at the right school? Am I in the right program? What am I doing? Am I doing the right things? Am I in the right clubs? Everything, questioned everything. I was starting to feel very, very confused, and I questioned literally every decision I've ever made in my life. But regardless of all that, I finished up the semester, passed all my courses, and went home for Christmas. So in January of 2023, I made the hard decision to not return to school for the second semester of my third year. I'm not saying I dropped out. I did not drop out. Instead, I decided to take an opportunity to work a little and get a little bit more experience in the engineering field. And that obviously meant I had to move. This meant leaving all my friends behind, moving across the country again in the other direction this time, and kind of starting something new that absolutely was not part of the plan.
I'm so far gone. Can you take me back home?
So yeah, I moved to Calgary, Alberta at the beginning of the winter, a place I've never lived in before and honestly know very little about. It was definitely a little bit of a weird transitional period for me, seeing all of your buddies in school doing the typical things and kind of just feeling left out from everything. But then I started getting into some of my own things, and over time, you start to learn to enjoy your own company. That was a tough period of time, but I used it to figure myself out a little more. For the first time in my life, I hadn't planned out anything in the future, nothing in the coming months, nothing in the coming years. I had completely deviated from the original game plan. There was no plan anymore. There was no play. There was no elaborate scheme. It was just me. So after a couple more months of that, it was summertime again. And as it turns out, a lot more people than I had originally thought had also found engineering internships, job opportunities here in Calgary, specifically friends that I personally knew from school. So slowly, around the beginning of May, everyone started moving out here. This was a very, very fun time for me, and this was also the first summer that I've ever spent away from home. So feeling like a little bit more of an adult this summer, we decided to make the most of it. Also, having a little bit of extra cash in our pockets didn't hurt either.
Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is fire. His heart was a stone, but then his hands rolled. I turned him to gold and it took him higher. But I'll be a daydream. I'll wear your favorite things. We could be beautiful. Get drunk on the good life. I'll take you to paradise. Say you'll never let me go. Deep in my bones, I can feel you. Take me back to a time only we knew how to wait. We could waste a night with an old film, smoke a little weed on the couch in the back room. How to wait. Say you'll never let me go. Say you'll never let me go.
Which really just brings us to about now. I'm a year older with all of these new experiences and all of these new life lessons that I've gathered over the year. Looking back to my original plan for the year, none of this was on the books. There was no plan to move, there was no plan to leave school early, and there was no plan of living in a place that I've never lived before. So I guess that really just goes to show how unpredictable life can be at times. And yeah, I guess you can try and fight it and try and steer your boat in the direction you want to, but maybe we're all just along for the ride in the end. At the beginning of the year, I really thought I knew the way, but now, maybe there never was a right way.
Whoa, once again I am a child. I let go of everything that I know. Yeah, of everything that I know. Yeah, and nothing hurts anymore. I feel kind of free. We're still the kids we used to be. Yeah, yeah. I put my hand on a stove to see if I still bleed.